Well, hello. I didn't see you sitting there, watching me from my desk. So here's the story. Today I'm working on a paper, and this is one of those papers that is like, I had all semester to do it, but I decided not to because I'm lazy. I wish I hadn't waited till the last minute. Again with the sirens. Okay, so the assignment is a genogram, and for any of you guys who have never heard that term before, a genogram is basically an observation of your family history. So it's very similar to a family tree, except it looks more into specifics of the dynamics, things that have gone on. So like if you had a great-grandfather who was an alcoholic, and then you found out that 2 generations later somebody else in your family was an alcoholic, and then you're an alcoholic, you know, like you would draw that line and be like, oh look, here are some family patterns and ties. It's very similar to a family tree, except it's a little more in-depthical. I figured that since I'm doing a paper on it, maybe I'll just do a video too, because that will help me out a little bit in processing my own thoughts on it. So, my name is Jeremy. I grew up in the middle of the desert, out in the middle of nowhere. It was a place called Yucca Valley. I don't miss it. The only thing I do miss is that you can see the stars at night. That is something that you do not get to see anywhere in LA County. Both of my parents were police officers. They both came from abusive backgrounds. My mom came from a background where she was not only physically and emotionally, but she was also sexually abused by her father. Her father was a con man. I never met my grandpa, but he was a con man. He brought them to about, I think my mom said they moved 57 times from the time that she was born to the time that she was 16, when she, her brothers, and her mom decided they were going to leave their dad after he tried to kill them by showing up at the front door with a sickle and said, I'm going to kill you guys. She decided that she was not going to have that life for her children someday. At the opposite end of the spectrum, both my grandparents on my dad's side came from Mexico, and they were both what you would call wetbacks for about 20 years. They actually didn't have their green card until I think my dad was born. All I know is that they didn't have their green card for about 20 years while they were living in America. My grandfather was definitely an alcoholic, and he was definitely physically abusive, at least to his wife, more verbally and emotionally abusive to the rest of the kids. However, they all pretty much grew up relatively sane. But I say that with reservation, because my aunts are fucking psycho. So my dad grew up realizing that he wanted to give his children a better life than what he got, combined both my parents' life experiences together, and they had me at 18. Actually, they had me at 19. They were married at 18, got pregnant very quickly afterwards. And my dad always jokes around that the reason why I was born is my mom mistook her birth control pill for a Tic Tac, and then I came out, and there I am. Flash forward 3 years and my brother Justin is born. Now my brother is the same one who will not talk to me on Facebook anymore and has no communication with me whatsoever. But you know what, that's totally okay, because I am who I am, my parents are who they are, my brother is who he is, and, you know, I am me, I'm not gonna change, I'm here to stay. If they don't like it, they can kind of deal with it. So we grew up in Yucca Valley, we went to the same school for a couple years. I went to an elementary school for about 3 years, and then in 4th grade we transferred over to a Christian school where I met a whole bunch of lovely people. I met a lot of really good people there. And by good, I mean people who are nice to your face and then lie behind your back and then do everything that they say that they're not going to do, and then say that they're Christians, but then do all the stuff that they condemn everybody else for doing on the weekends. And as soon as they got out of high school, just about all of them were either pregnant or in jail. So, you know, it was a really great place to go to school for a while. Didn't produce the best life choices, though. So then in 10th grade, I moved to the public school because my parents realized that there were a lot of shady things going on in the Christian school. So we went to the public school, which is where I was exposed to my very good friend Sarah, who told me about the wonderful world of internet pornography, and then I just got totally immersed into that in 12th grade, and my life just exploded. Something went terribly wrong, and then my parents caught me, and they sent me to therapy because they thought something was wrong with me, and then I was in like a Sexaholics Anonymous group because my parents put me in there, and they told me that if I didn't go, then they would kick me out, and it was just, life was not very fun at 18 to 19 years old, let me just tell you that. So then at 19, I graduated with my associate's degree from my community college, went to a private Christian school where I finished off my education. So recapping everything, I am Mexican by ethnicity, however I look white, and that's probably due to the fact that my grandparents on my mom's side, actually my great-grandparents on my mom's side, are Irish and English and Scottish and German and Dutch and Swedish, and so I think I kind of just somehow got those facial features, but then the Mexican is there somewhere and it doesn't look like it because people think that I'm Asian, and then Asian people just laugh at me when I tell them that people think that I'm Asian because they know what Asians look like and I don't look like one of them, and there's just, it's just everywhere. But you know what? I can't eat spicy food, I don't like red meats, and I can't speak Spanish. So really, I feel so white, even though I'm like 70 to 80% Mexican, but I don't even feel like it half the time. And, you know, living in the ghetto now, barely scraping by, dating a guy, continuing on in grad school. I'm 22 years old. It's the weirdest thing ever to be in grad school and being such a young person. And yeah, that is me and my whole life story. Well, not my whole life story. There's a whole lot more that's involved in that. And I want to stop for a minute and appreciate every single one of you guys who watch my videos and comment and like and are subscribed and all these things, because it just gives me all the warm feels and I love it. I love all of you. I hope they're having a fantastic day. I have to get back to my paper now and I actually have to write it. Have a wonderful day, everyone. Happy birthday, Todd. Peace out. Thank you, Mouse. Ramen. This little heart attack in a bag is the quickest way to feed you, get you nothing that you need for the day, but it'll sure make you feel like you ate something. Finally, don't stop dreaming.